Welcome! I'm your host for today's video, Smash Josh 5000, or you can just call me Josh. I'm going to tell you why you want a CRT television, and why they're worth keeping around. They have very high quality video quality for video games, and even DVDs and VHS tapes, ranging from 240p all the way up to even 1440p. That's right, 1440p. I know, shocker, isn't it? They come in all different sizes and shapes. It is fantastic. You're going to love the video quality. Here you're going to see some yourself. Here's some DVD snapshots and game snapshots, and we'll see some video recordings that have been provided by myself and a few others. And if you're watching this, thank you very much. CRTs have various inputs from RF to composite to component to S-video to RGB SCART and even HDMI. There's also VGA that you will find on a PC monitor. They also, the ones you will typically find, run at 15 kHz. So that'll be 480i 60Hz for NTSC and 576i for PAL regions at 50Hz. Myself and plenty other people truly believe that consoles before the HDMI era were built for CRTs in mind. And even old TV shows as well, given that they were run at up to 240p before the Dreamcast era. Hey look, this is me playing Mario World. Fun game that is. Absolutely fantastic game. That's running at 240p at 60Hz. It's very good. And even the DVDs look fantastic. There were the 6th generation, so that's the Dreamcast, the PS2 and the Xbox and the GameCube. Those run at typically 480i, with even the PAL consoles actually supporting 40i at 60Hz. One thing that's amazing about CRT televisions, like I was saying about 240p and 480i, as well as their power equivalents 288p and 576i, is that when you display a resolution that's supported on a CRT, most of the time it will be able to display the resolution properly. However, there are some HD CRTs and even standard definition CRTs that cannot accept some lower resolutions than maximum intended. Instead, it would upscale to fit the display, a bit like your modern TVs, but a good chunk of them will be able to display it properly. If you have a HD CRT, there's a few that can display 480p properly, but there's also 480p CRTs that you can find on eBay, but you're more likely going to find the standard definition consumer sets that do, 480i, 576i, that sort of thing. And there's a good chance if you've got a later model that for the PAL territories they'll have 60Hz and RGB SCART. RGB SCART is actually fantastic for importing, because if your TV does not support, let's say, NTSC 3.58 and you wanted to import, a Japanese console, or you import some DVDs from, America. In North America, if you're lucky, they're not as common as European RGB SCART sets. But you can also find CRTs with component inputs. If it supports 50Hz, most of the time you will need component cables to get full colour, even if it supports 50Hz. This is also some of the cases for 60Hz in European RGB SCART. If it lacks NTSC 3.58 or 4.43, or even PAL 60 for something like the Dreamcast, the GameCube, the Xbox and the Wii. As RGB and YPPR, which are typically supported through SCART component cables do not adhere to video standards, as long as the monitor in question supports 50 or 60 Hz. Conversely, if you wish to have RGB on a North American consumer set, depending on the CRT in question, you can actually have it modified to have RGB inputs. There are also some CRTs can also be modified for component inputs using S-Video. S-Video is actually a step up from composite, and it's very similar to RGB, but they come very, very close. RGB is obviously better for the most part, but it is a huge upgrade, so don't sleep on them. One thing you should keep in mind is that when you are shopping for cables, doesn't matter if it's your DVD player, your VHS player, your favourite consoles, I would highly encourage you to purchase high quality cables from sources like Retro Gaming Cables, Interactive Industries, Retro Upgrades, HD Retrovision, and Retro Access, especially for SCART and S-Video cables. There'll be videos on the internet for you to look up comparisons between high quality SCART cables and high quality S-Video cables, and even perhaps maybe component and composite. Just keep that in mind. And how the CRTs work are absolutely fantastic. They actually make FMV cutscenes, as you're seeing here, look so much more bearable to look at than even what you're expected to see on a LCD, and perhaps even an OLED. And some of you might also be collecting VHS tapes as well as DVDs. They frankly look so much better on a CRT television. If you don't believe me, go and have a look for yourself. Like, some of the clips you see here are from DVDs and VHS tapes, not just consoles. As you can see here, this is a VHS recording from the 90s, which, you know, if you want to only see between on the display in question, and as again
I'm going to the scrapyard today, Edward called to Thomas. What? Already? You're not that old, replied Thomas cheekily. I'm Trevor. They're going to break me up next week. What a shame, said Edward. My driver says I only need some paint, polish and oil to be as good as new. But my master says I'm old-fashioned. Edward snorted. People say I'm old-fashioned, but I don't care. The fact controller says I'm a useful